So I want to start with just asking you what I ask every single guest to begin the show, get us in the right state of mind, which is, what are you most grateful for in your life right now?
Right now, I would say, I guess what is something that happened yesterday. I've had a very difficult relationship with my kids. There's been, we could do a 10-hour podcast on that because of my own struggles as a parent.
Mm.
I'm a firm believer that if your kids are struggling, it's just a mirror image of your own struggles. Um, and the science proves that out. And um, so there's been difficulty with my kids because of my life and their mother's life too. I'm not in this alone, but yesterday on Facebook, I got a little notification. It was from one of my daughters, and it was a video of Tom Brady. You're in Australia, but you probably know who he is, the quarterback for the Patriots.
Mhm.
And he was being asked a question, who's his hero? And he said his dad, and he started to cry. And so my daughter tagged me and said Kenny Weiss, and I was like,
Oh.
from that daughter and I have had what, two periods where we went, she's only 23. We've had two periods where we went 2 or 3 years without seeing or speaking to each other.
Mm.
So I've worked my tail off trying to repair who I am as a person so that my kids can repair who they are as a person. And so that's an indication of the work I've done. And so I'm very grateful for that. Never thought I'd get something like that. So you'll make me cry right out of the gate.
Don't. You're actually really triggering something deep within me with that, because
Ah,
there's so many of us. There's so many, particularly men that I talk to, and I've got, different family members as well who struggle when there's been a breakdown in a marriage and the effects that that has on the children. And I really love what you just said. That's so powerful and so wise to look at. And I'm not a parent myself, but obviously I'm a kid, right? But to be able to, as a parent, look at the struggles of your children and see that they're a mirror and reflection of the struggles that you have or have had. Is that right?
well, can I tell you a little story about that?
Definitely.
Like, um, first of all, I mean, their mother isn't here to defend herself, but I'll just say what the court records say. It was the therapist involved said it was the worst case of what's called parental alienation, where one parent teaches the kids to hate the other parent that they'd ever seen. And so that was part of the dynamic. Now, I was going through my addiction stuff too, so I was as big a part of the problem. And here's the other thing. I married her. Well, if I marry somebody who's like that, who's that? That tells you about me, not her. I'm still the problem because I was attracted to somebody like that. And, so my daughters had no chance. When you have two toxic people like that come together, well, your kids are going to suffer. And at one point, this daughter, had a lot of stealing issues, actually stole a car of mine, and I pressed charges and things like that. And, I was reflecting on some stuff about a month ago, and it just came out of the blue. And I texted her, I said, Olivia, I now know why you would steal all the time, because you learned it from your father. When you were a kid and I had started my contracting business, I would go to, there'd be job sites where, they're building neighborhood homes, and I would go steal the lumber and then go build debt. I had my own started my own company. I'd steal it. And I said, well, you learned to steal from your father. Because I know how emotion transfers.
Mm.
Your kids become your emotional, what's going on with you. And so, and the DNA, I'll stay out of the science of it. I don't want to bore you, but,
It's not
and
boring.
I was like, well, no wonder she had issues with stealing, like
Yeah.
her father, hello. And
Mm.
so it's things like that. It was, seeing what her issues are and going, wait, what's my issue? Oh my God, well, no wonder she struggles. And so the more, whatever it is, a relationship with anyone in my life, whenever there's a problem, I always turn it and go, well, this is about me. And if I heal that, it at least gives this an opportunity to heal.
Mm.
And So, and that she's starting to dive into the pain that she experienced from both of her parents, and that's a reflection of my choosing to work on it. So
Mm.
I'm very thankful for her that she's doing it, and I don't need her to. It's her life. If she chooses never to do it, I still love her. Like, she doesn't need to be different.
Yeah.
She gets to live her life any way she wants, and I don't require that she go heal herself. That if she thinks she needs to do that, great. But um, it's just funny how your kids are such a mirror to your own dysfunction and imperfections.